guys, it's Mascot. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you the best tips to start a YouTube channel in 2021. Now, I just want to start off by saying that it is never too late to start. You can start today and you can put in the hard work and you can get to where you want to be, but you just have to stay determined. All the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today are tips that I wish that I knew when I started my channel, so I hope that it can help you speed up the process for you and help you to actually see results. So I've actually been on YouTube for almost 8 years. I had another channel before this one, but in 2020 we grew from 11,000 subscribers to 55,000 subscribers. That is crazy. Thank you so much for subscribing if you have. Also, before we get started, I do recommend that you guys get a notebook and a pen. I actually have a YouTube designated notebook. This just motivates me to keep going, write video ideas, plan video ideas. So I wrote in it everything YouTube, and then I just have all of my ideas here. So a few things you should be thinking about is the actual quality of the video. So basically the camera that you're using. For most of my videos, I use the Canon M50 and it is a vlogging camera. It is amazing. I use it just for my sit down videos as well because it's so much easier and quicker than having to set up my big camera and figure out the settings and that. Another quick tip that I'm gonna add in here, if you're vlogging or if you're just showing your everyday life, you wanna be able to carry things with you to make it easy for you to film. So it's not too heavy. You don't have to carry a huge backpack with you every time you wanna film. You wanna make it convenient so you can actually capture the real moments and not have to set up for 30 minutes before starting to film. That's just a side note, but anyway, if you don't want to invest in a camera just yet, you can use your phone. My phone, the iPhone 12, goes up to 4K and 60 frames per second, so that is amazing. I still prefer this quality though, but that is okay. If you're using a different camera that isn't the best quality, just try to put a lot of effort into your editing so it can just, make up for it. Okay, so the next subtopic within quality is, can the viewer actually understand what you're trying to convey? So do you need to add a little bit of text at the top to emphasize that, or do you need to add subtitles, for example, if there's a lot of wind and you can't really hear what you're saying? You need to make sure that the viewer is consistently engaging with the content, that it's interesting, it's entertaining. Put a lot of effort into editing. Have you color corrected to make sure that the footage is appealing to the eye? Color correction is so important, even if it's just lifting up the contrast a little bit or the saturation a little bit. I use a lot and then I add saturation and contrast a little bit. And guys, what's more important than color correction is looking at the colors in the frame. Before you press record, have a look around, see what you can add to the frame to make it more colorful or interesting, if that's your style. If you want just a white background, that's so fine, up to you. But I like to add a lot of color. I have a purple light right there, an orange salt lamp here, some green on the side here, green here. It's really the little things before you press record that will help you to make your video just look better overall. Number 2 is consistency. This doesn't mean that you have to be uploading every single day, not at all. So this is just uploading at a consistent rate. Are you gonna upload once a week? Are you gonna upload twice a week? Are you gonna upload once a fortnight? I do recommend though, if you want to get recognized faster by the YouTube algorithm, to post once a week at least. Number 3 is value. So this is what the viewer has earned after watching your video. Is it entertainment? Were they laughing and enjoyed watching your video, living vicariously through your vlogs? Did they learn something new, or were they inspired? You really got to think about what your audience is getting out of your video so they keep coming back to your content as well. And just to help people in general in life, isn't that what we all want to do? We want to help others and make the world a better place. Okay, so my next tip is find your style, and not only will this help your audience distinguish you from other creators on YouTube, but it will also speed up your editing process. Let me give you an example from my videos. As you can probably see by this video, my title screens are pink and yellow. That saves me so much time because I can just copy and paste that into my future video and throughout each video. So I don't have to constantly think about what style I want the video to be, and my audience recognizes that it is my content. So you really got to work on your branding and the colors that you use, the font that you use. Honestly, keep it very similar within your videos. I'm not saying don't try different things, because you should really experiment when you start off and then kind of try to find your own style, something that's unique to your channel. This saves you so much time because you just don't have to think about what font you're going to be using, what color. As simple as that sounds, guys, it takes forever. You really want to save as much time when you're editing, and that's one of the ways to do it. I do recommend having a designated project in your editing software that you can just quickly go to copy and paste these title screens or any overlays that you may have. And then also you could just have a folder with things that you frequently use. My next tip is for those of you who have a really busy schedule. You really want to start a channel, but you just think you don't have the time for it. That is what I thought, until I realized that I should just incorporate my daily life into my videos. That way, you're still making content, but you're just filming the things that you would do already. But keep in mind that you might have to give yourself just a little bit of extra time, because filming does take a while longer. Like if you are making your bed, you need to set up the camera somewhere, make sure it looks good in the frame. So just add a bit more time normal if you want to do like a morning routine or whatever. Do your morning routine for school, wake up like an hour earlier, and then you would go to school anyway. So that is how to balance YouTube and other things. I get a lot of questions about this actually. I recently just graduated, but when I was at school, I always filmed school vlogs. It was such a great way for me to balance the two. This is great if you want to make a lot of vlogs. If your workplace lets you, then you could make work vlogs. I don't know how many places would let you do that, but maybe, I don't know. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. And having a busy schedule can be a blessing in disguise, because you can give people tips on how to balance everything. You can give people an insight into what you do in your everyday life that is different from theirs. If you're really into cooking, then make cooking videos and talk about your favorite recipes when you're making dinner. Whatever your niche is. Niche, by the way, is what topic you make your videos about. Tip number 4 is to connect your platforms. When you aren't posting on YouTube, you still want to keep that connection with your audience, because that way it's another platform to help you promote your YouTube videos. I think it's just so nice to talk to people on other platforms because it's more personal. I always try my best to reply to messages on Instagram, and it is so nice to just talk to you all. So make sure to follow me on Instagram, by the way, if you aren't already. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to make this very quick. It's not very complicated at all. YouTube's main goal is to obviously make money. In order to do that, they have to keep people on the platform for as long as possible, because they need people to watch more ads, which generate them revenue. In order to do that, YouTube needs to rely on its creators to make content that is interesting and that will keep viewers on the platform for a long time. So, in order to get noticed by the YouTube algorithm, you need to have a high click-through rate so people are clicking on your video, and to do that, you need to have good thumbnails and good titles. So when you're taking your thumbnails, make sure that you're looking at the camera, or you put on a facial expression that helps to convey your title. I use PicMonkey.com to edit my thumbnails, if you're wondering. Okay, so now that someone has clicked your video, you got that view, yay! You want to make sure that they actually stay to watch the video. You can do this by putting a lot of time into your editing, making it interesting, adding text so the viewer doesn't get bored of someone just sitting and talking all the time. One tip that I can give you on doing that is show, not tell. And that will obviously differ on what video you're making. So for me, right now I'm filming an informative video, so it's not that much of showing because I need to give you this information. Basically, instead of saying that you're gonna go shopping, like, hey guys, I'm gonna go shopping right now, you can still say that, but make sure that you bring the camera into the store, put it on your trolley, bring it around with you, show them the things that are at the store. So those things should help you to get noticed by YouTube, and then YouTube will recommend your content, and you will also probably show up higher in search. So with that, let's go into the next topic, which is search engine optimization. I'm just gonna give you guys the basics of SEO. It sounds so like sophisticated, search engine optimization. It's not that hard. You just wanna make sure that you're using keywords that people are searching for. For example, in 2020, you wanna use 2020, you wanna use pandemic, you wanna use lockdown, you wanna use quarantine. I actually ranked first in search for online school quarantine routine. That is a video that I made at the start of quarantine in March, and that is another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. So timing is very important. You want to find trends and make videos before the trend becomes noticed by everyone. So you basically want to predict trends. So if it's about to be summer, 2 weeks before summer, you want to make a summer video. Another example is creating New Year videos around New Year. So basically it's just looking at what's about to happen and making videos before that time, because people will be searching for it. So you want to rank high up in search, and that is one of the easiest ways to get noticed on YouTube when you are starting out. Okay, so my next tip is basically a productivity tip, and it's to find how you work best. So do you work best sitting down at your desk for 6 hours and editing non-stop? That used to be me. I kind of need to take breaks now. Or do you work better in 30 minutes intervals and taking a 5-minute break? A lot of people fall into the trap of being so excited to start a channel, and then they just write out like a bunch of video ideas, and then they look at what to film and they're like, I don't know where to start. The biggest mistake that I made was doing that, because yes, you should have a bunch of video ideas ready, but you need to really plan them. So something I recommend is, instead of just writing out the title of your video, you actually really want to go in and plan the video idea. What things are you going to talk about? What B-roll you might want to have. B-roll, by the way, is the footage that goes over someone talking. talking, so like this right now, I'm gonna demonstrate it. When I plan my videos, I don't write a full script. I think that makes you sound robotic. I just write some dot points and go from there. So you really have to actually practice talking to the camera. To me, it comes naturally now because I've had almost 8 years of practice. If you mess up in front of the camera, that's okay. You guys don't understand how many times I mess up and I have to repeat myself. And when I'm around people, sometimes it sounds awkward, but if you really want to do this, you just got to do it because no one is perfect and you will always like stuff up somehow. Another reason I don't recommend writing a script for each video that you make is because it will slow you down. If you mess up a line, you'll be like, oh, I need to get it perfect. Like, no, you don't have to be perfect, and that is the beauty of YouTube. You want to make relatable content. So I just looked over the last 5 minutes of footage and my microphone cut out, and these are the things that you're gonna have to deal with when you are starting a channel. There are always gonna be issues that come up with technology or things like that, but you just gotta get through them. So a mistake that I used to make was asking people to subscribe at the start of the video in the first few seconds. Now, people want to see what your content is about. They want to see if they actually want to subscribe. So I would recommend asking people to subscribe in the first minute or two, and this is something that I stopped doing recently actually. I used to have a full section that went on for like 15 to 30 seconds asking people to subscribe, to like the video, to turn the notification bell on, and to comment something. And when I looked over at my analytics, I saw that people were actually dropping off and clicking off the video during that time. So you want to make it short and sweet. Also, if you have a long intro, as cool as it may look, people clicked on the video for a reason. You don't want to drag it out too much at the beginning. So ask people to subscribe maybe 1 to 2 minutes in the video. That's what I've started to do. So if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, then make sure to do that. I would really appreciate it because I really want to reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers in 2021. You also have to be forward thinking. As soon as you upload a video, think about the next video. Start editing the next video. Of course, make sure to promote that video and reply to comments and connect with your audience, but it is a long process making a video. So try your best not to sit there and refresh your analytics, see how many views the video has. I know it's tempting. I've lived through it for almost 8 years. You always want to think about what's coming up in the future. My last tip is to make a commitment to yourself. There are a lot of people who try YouTube and fail simply because they don't find the motivation to do it, but honestly, it's not even about motivation, it's about discipline and getting yourself to stay that extra bit later at night. I'm not promoting bad sleeping habits, I promise, but even waking up a little bit earlier in the morning to finish editing a video or to get a video uploaded before school, you really just need to go that extra mile to have a YouTube channel. That's just the real truth of it. If you are lacking motivation though, I do recommend watching other creators in your niche so you're inspired to create content that is not the exact same as theirs but similar. My battery died. Hello, I'm filming on my phone. This is the quality you can get on a iPhone 12 if you want to get a new phone and also use it as a camera. It has been 8 years of trial and error and trying to get my channel out there and not succeeding, and it is a lot of work, guys. You have to really be disciplined and you really have to love what you are doing. You got to make a commitment to yourself that you aren't going to give up no matter what. And just know that this is a long-term thing. I think of my 8 years on YouTube as 8 years of experience and developing my storytelling skills, my cinematography skills, my editing skills. You really just got to think of all the other things you're getting from having a channel. It's not all about views and subscribers. Although having a community is something that is so amazing, I really appreciate all the love you guys give me in the comment section. Like, oh my god, it's so cute. And the last thing I want to leave you with is to think about the impact that you are having on one person. Like, imagine if you're making someone's day by uploading a video, or imagine if you're helping someone with an issue that they have been trying to solve and they haven't been able to, but your video helped them. I wish you guys the best of luck starting your YouTube channel in 2021. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!